not the lady who cries on TikTok, but sometimes being a single mom is hard because you don't have anybody else to rely on except for yourself. It's just me. It's just me. And sometimes it's hard. And that's real.
Welcome back, family.
She's saying being a single mom is hard, but she made herself a single mom, bro, guys. Like, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, guys. You know, but anyways, another modern woman who destroyed her own family. Now she's on social media looking for sympathy. That's what they do, fellas. And I keep telling you this. They destroy their own families, guys. And let's just check it out, right? I don't want to say a lot in the beginning. Let's just check it out, guys.
Today, we will review this woman who decided to divorce the man that saved her from the streets, then regrets her decision of leaving him later on when she realizes how hard being a single mom is. Let's start by understanding the real reason why she left her husband.
It's kind of a long story. I'll try and see if I can fit it in 60 seconds. So we met in our early 20s. We got married at 27, and we did not have the connection and the chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense, in like the bedroom. And I married the nice guy, and he married the hot girl. And we were best friends, got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14 years together, 12 years married, that lack of chemistry and connection became a huge hole in our marriage. And we filled it with other people. So it was just, our marriage had run its course, and we had our kids together, and that's awesome. And he's happily remarried, and that's great. And I'm happy for him.
This is what happens when you are not her first choice. Fellas, never marry a woman that put you in the friend zone. From the moment she tells you that you guys can be just friend, you have to remove her immediately from your life. Here's more proof on why you should never marry a woman if you were not her first choice.
Still feeling lost after a breakup or divorce? You're not alone. At RJ Godfellas Matrimony and Move On Crew, we don't just talk about heartbreak, we heal through it. Every week we share mindful rituals, self-care tools, and real talk from real people who get it. This isn't just another support group. It's a safe space to grow, laugh, cry, and come back stronger. Healing starts with one step. Take yours today. Join the crew on Patreon. Your next chapter is waiting. The link is in the description.
Okay, so my divorce post is not rare. Yeah, so did I know before I got married? Of course I did. I was 27 when I got married. I was 26 when I got engaged. You think you know everything in your 20s, and everyone had told me my entire life, passion fades, passion fades, passion fades. So I took that as you didn't need it. If it fades, why do you even need it? Better off to marry the nice guy, right? I had dated all the douchebags in my 20s and had my heart broken. So I was like, I'm gonna go with the nice guy. And to be perfectly honest, he'd been a nerd in high school. He'd never gotten the pretty girls. And I think he married me because I was beautiful. I am beautiful, you know? And we were best friends. Best friends. And that carried us along for a long time until it didn't.
You cannot turn a hoe into a wife. This guy tried to save her after she lets Chad and Tyrone pump and dump her, and the thanks he got was a divorce so that she can go back to the streets where she belongs.
Lately she's been dressing for revenge. Ladies know people want someone sweet and kind and fun. The ladies want and crossing all around. Someone told us white collar.
You can take a 304 out of the streets, but you can never take the streets out of a 304. She divorced her husband and destroyed her whole family to do this foolishness. This is the lifestyle most modern women are talking about when they say, I have to find my happiness first, or I have to find myself first, or, again, living my best life. And then they have the audacity to have standards for the men they want to date. Check it out.
All right, here's a little story. Fellas, pay attention. So I don't just do hair, I actually own a salon. And one of my other stylists has a client, and every time she comes in to get her hair done, which isn't all the time, but it's often enough, her husband gets there hours before her to drop off a box of chocolates for her. This man leaves his home, goes to the chocolate store, which is 2 doors down, buys this woman a box of chocolates, and drops him off at the salon. So when his wife gets there, her stylist presents her with a box of chocolates, and she gets her hair done. Now, I don't need you to be exclusive with me, but I'm looking for that level of commitment. I'm looking for a man who's going to bring me chocolates to my hair appointment. Or coffee. Probably coffee.
Ma'am, the woman you
Guys, I keep saying this, right? Women have destroyed dating. Women have destroyed families. Women have destroyed the nuclear family structure. Women have destroyed kids. They've destroyed their own lives as well, right? And a lot of people might not agree with me because a lot of people, especially women, let me not say a lot of people, a lot of women might not agree with me because they will believe that it goes both ways. This is proof that women are the reason why we're not going to have families, why we're not going to have marriages, why you cannot have a real relationship. Because if I'm going to get in a relationship with somebody and they acting like this and they're destroying their lives and they're also destroying my life, why would I get into a relationship with them in the first place? Why don't I just pump and dump them? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Why don't we just have fun? Why don't we just hook up? Because I support the hookup culture, guys. I do. Because that's what I do most of the time. I hook up with women, right? I don't seriously date women. Even if I date you, I'm dating you, for the benefits of, for intimacy, because that's the only thing I benefit with a lot of women. I know there's good women out there, but I'm not going to waste my time, guys, searching for a good woman. I'm not even going to do that. You understand? I have things to do. I only have 24 hours in a day, right? I like working out. I like working and, making money. I like doing those things. Not even that I like, but, they occupy my day, right? I only have little time to interact with women. So that little time that I use to interact with women is just for fun. It's just for fun, guys. You know what I mean? It's nothing serious because there's no way, guys, that I'm going to take women serious, guys. And this is why society doesn't respect women, because of these type of women. And they're everywhere. And a lot of women, they support this kind of behavior. This woman from the jump, she said, I married a man that I was not into, that I didn't really like. And she, the way she talks about this man, she says this man was a nerd. He didn't get any girls. He married her because she was beautiful, and she married him because he was a nice guy, and she was tired of the bad boys, the Chads and the Tyrones. She was tired of them because they treated her so bad. But as soon as she got into the marriage, I realized that this is not what I want. I want to go back to the streets. Now she destroys everybody's life. Like, do you ladies, you understand that when you divorce your husbands, you're not only destroying your life or the husband's life, you're also destroying your kids' lives. You're also destroying them. You understand? Because you're causing problems for them. You're just bringing trauma into your kids' lives. But women don't care, guys. They don't care. They only care about how they feel, about what they want to do. Right? And now, every time when we tell them it's their fault that we don't have families anymore, we don't have a 2-parent household anymore, we don't have a nuclear family anymore, we don't have marriages anymore, we don't have relationships anymore, long-term relationships anymore, because of women, because how women treat dating and how women treat marriages and families. They don't treat them with respect. They don't value them. The only thing that they value is their feelings. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. That's why I will never get married. And that's why it's hard for me to take women serious. You know what I mean? I rather hook up. I rather do the hookups. I rather do that. I don't mind. I support the hookup culture because, you know, I didn't create it. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to get rid of it. You know, because it makes my life easier, because now I can focus on other things. You know what I mean? I can live in peace. I'm not saying, you know, I'm going to find happiness in it or I'm going to find fulfillment. I know at some point, you know, I'm going to be 70 years and I'm going to regret it, but it's better off like that, knowing that, you know, I will pay for it later. You understand? It's better that way than, you know, to sit here and say, you know, let me try to fix things. Let me try to be a good person and find myself a wife. I'm not going to waste my time, bro. I'm not even going to waste my time with these women, bro, because this is crazy. And a lot of women will tell you, but I'm not like that. You're just projecting. You know, you can't just, you know, see one woman. I didn't see one woman. You understand? I reacted to almost 20 videos. Almost 20 videos, guys, or even more than 20 videos of women just leaving men because, you know, they were bored, because they didn't like them. They didn't care how it affects the kids. They don't care how it affects everybody around them, their communities. They don't understand what it does to society. They don't care. They care about how they feel. If they feel like, you know, they're no longer in love anymore, you know, they should leave. If, you know, they never loved you, but they married you because you're a nice guy, now they should leave. And that's a fact, guys. Women are a problem when it comes to dating. Women are a problem when it comes to marriages, when it comes to families. You guys are a problem. And that's a fact. And you should be held accountable for that. They should start putting you in jail, guys. You know, every time when you divorce, they should put you in jail. They should put you in jail or not give you half. Like, no alimony, no child support, nothing. You don't get anything. They let the father take care of the kids himself. Because it's like you're wasting time, guys. Let's keep it pushing, though.
You are talking about is married to that man. She probably support that man, and that is why she is treated good by her man. You cannot compare yourself to her because you decided to divorce your own husband. Now, before we get to the sweet tears of regret, let's watch one more clip that illustrate the level of selfishness of this woman in regard to her family and children.
Don't stay for the kids. That's like one of the number one things I'm seeing in my comments. I'm staying for the children. I'm staying for the children. Part of the reason I left was because of the children. I get it. I get it. Thinking about having your children only half the time is nauseating, right? It makes you sick to your stomach to think about. But I didn't want to set the example for my children that lukewarm was what marriage looked like. And if you don't have a healthy marriage, your kids will know. And then they'll think that's what marriage is. And then they'll get into a marriage and think, well, this is like my parents. Would you tell your children to stay in a marriage that didn't fulfill them? Why do you?
She was not fulfilled in the marriage because she was missing the streets. She was not
Facts.
fulfilled in the marriage because she missed chasing after Chad's validation. She
Facts.
wanted out of the marriage just because she got bored. But now, when it's time to be responsible, she starts to cry on the internet, like they all do.
Always just trying to keep it real, but... And I'm not the lady who cries on TikTok, but sometimes being a single mom is hard. Because you don't have anybody else to rely on except for yourself. And so my hot water heater went out, and I now have to miss my youngest son's flag football game, which I only get to go to every other week because I work on the weekends that I don't have them. And now I have to miss it because I have to stay home for a damn hot water heater to be installed. And it's just super frustrating at times because I'm the only adult in the house. And so now I have to leave him and go do that. And it's just, sometimes it's just hard to not have anybody to rely on. And yes, while I have a boyfriend, he doesn't know my kids. They're not involved. And so he can't be at my house. He can't help. It's just me. It's just me. And sometimes it's hard. And that's real.
We've got no sympathy for you, my dear, because you chose to leave the most reliable person you had by your side.
Yes, we don't. We don't. Like, this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. The energy, compare the energy from the beginning, right? In the beginning, it was all like, um, uh, like I married this guy and did him a favor. I was not even supposed to be with him. I was the hot girl and he was a nerd and all of this, right? Now she's sitting here crying, looking for sympathy on the internet, crying. Where's that energy that you had when it was fun divorcing your husband and going back to the streets? Now you realize that it's hard in the streets. Nobody likes you. People just want to pump and dump you. Nobody likes you. People just want to pump and dump you. They don't want to take care of your kids. They don't want to come to your house and help you. They don't want to be a stepfather to your kids. Now that you realize that nobody wants to do that for you, you're sitting here, you're crying. You're crying. Guys, I'm going to tell you straight up. Women are a problem, and I'm not saying all women, guys. I know there's good women out there, right? And yeah, but women are a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, relationships. The reason why most of you guys don't even want to be in relationships is because of women. It's not because of guys. Guys didn't create these problems. Feminism did. Women did. Right? Let's keep it pushing, though.
Side for the streets. Well, you have to take accountability for your own actions.
Thanks.
Fellas, women like her just want to have fun their entire life with absolutely no responsibility and consequences. Never let these type of women in your circle. Make sure that you vet women carefully before allowing them in your presence. And above all, keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. I love you and I appreciate you for all your support. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share to help push this content to more men.
Yeah, a 304 will always be a 304, guys. You can't save them. You can't save them. And I blame this guy because he knew. He knew, guys. He knew. They were best friends. So he knew the type of girl she was. But, he was just naive, right? He was just naive. He thought that, or maybe he was just in love with her. He didn't think that she will change. He was just in love with her. He accepted her for who she is and whatever. But, if he's crying wherever he is, dog, he's not supposed to be crying. You understand? He should be saying, like, I was waiting for this day. I was waiting for this days. Because you got to wait for those days when you make these decisions. You know what I mean? Man, I'm glad that I've never been married. And I'm glad that, I can live my life the way I live it, dog. You know what I mean? I would love to have a partner and have kids and have a married life, but I can't. I can't. Because I'm not, like I said, bro, I'm not going to be out here looking for a good woman. Like, that's not, like, I'm not doing that, bro. I have other things to do. I have little time to interact with women. When I interact with women, it's all fun. It's all a hookup. We're just doing our thing. And, I don't hurt anybody's feelings. And I don't let anybody get attached to me. I know they get attached. But, I try to respect their time because I make clear from the beginning that, I'm not with, I'm on dating apps, guys. Even on my dating apps, like I let them know it's short term. Like I'm looking for fun in short term. You understand? Whoever who matches with me, like they know what's coming for them. Right? It's all a hookup because I don't want to waste my time, getting married to something like this, guys. Oh, someone like this. But anyway, guys, don't forget, guys, join us in our community, guys. If you're going through a heartbreak, or you're going through a divorce, join us, guys. Join us. Let's talk, open up. We're there to listen. We're not here to judge you. We're not here to point fingers and whatever. We're just there to listen and, talk to you and go through the healing process with you. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, guys, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.